What is up, beautiful people? It's your girl Cam, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm coming at you with part 2 of my saga, which is setting up my reading journal for 2025. So let's get into part 2. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Cam. This is Piece of the Plans, and I am so glad you are here. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so glad you found me. I hope you find some inspiration here. If you do, give me a thumbs up, and I hope you will consider subscribing to this channel. It is free to you. Just click that subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post new content right here for you. If you're an OG, welcome back. We are getting ready to jump into part 2 of setting up my 2025 reading journal. So today I thought I would tackle my bookshelves. So I've got quite a few spreads that include bookshelves because I'm obsessed with bookshelves. And I have drawn some different shelves here in my journal, and I want to get those set up and get them ready to go. And hopefully this will give you some ideas on different ways that you can use bookshelves in your journal and different types of bookshelves that you can use. And they're super easy to draw because I'm not an artist, y'all. I promise you I'm not. But let's get into it. And the first shelf that comes up, if you missed the setup of the intro pages, I will try to remember to link them in the card up above if you missed that. Okay, so the first set of bookshelves is my favorites, my monthly favorites. This is where I put a picture of my favorite book for each month. I typically read between 5 and 12 books each month. I know that's a wide range, but you know, life does what it does, and my reading changes based on the other things that are going on in my life, right? I can't read as much as I would like to every month, so I read between 5 and 12 books. And this is where I place the favorite for the month. I print out a picture and I put it on this shelf. So I've got 2 bookshelves at the top and 2 at the bottom. And I've tried to leave a little bit of space to add some little decor on the end. We'll see how that turns out. But the first thing I'm going to do is color these shelves in. I do the coloring with my mild liner first because this is the best way to keep the the Pigma micron from smudging. So if I use this first to color in all of my spaces that need to be colored, then go on top of that with the micron and let it dry, it's much less likely that those pens will smudge. So I've already drawn everything out with my pencil. I'm just gonna go in and, you know, I want this to look neat, but I'm not like super sticklery about it because I want it to look like I drew it by hand. And I make these little lines because it kind of reminds me of wood grain a little bit. And then I'll go in with the tip of the mild liner and fill in the little nooks and crannies. So I'm going to go ahead and color all of these in, and then we'll come back and take a look at the final result. Maybe put a header up top or something like that. Okay. Okay, so I have got these bookshelves colored in, and I've got the little brackets drawn so I can print out my photos and put them in the spaces for each month. Now I want to put a little header in here, and I also want to point out that these little 5-star stickers under here came out of this sticker book. This is from Wrong Wrong. It's Bookworm Volume 2. I don't know if she still has these for sale. I just cut the little 5-star section off. Okay, so I love this sticker that says favorite book. So I'll just pull this off. And I think we'll put it across the top here. And let's see if we can work this out. Put this right here in the little crease there. Meet it up with the T there. And then we'll grab an S and just slide it on there. I love it. Now we have all this deco that I printed out and cut down. And I really had planned to put it on sticker sheets, but I didn't get around to that. So I like these little light bulbs. I don't know why. I did this last year and I really liked how it looked. So I'm going to do that again this year. Put the little light bulbs. I think I drew them last year. Or maybe they were stickers. I'm not sure. But I like the way that looks. So I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to line this up. Kind of go up. To the top a little bit as far as I can. Then I'm going to cut off the excess at the top of this page. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. And I got these images from Canva. A lot of things that I drew last year, I'm just not going to draw again this year. I'm very much a mood drawer. And just even back in August, when I started thinking about putting this journal together, I just was not in the mood to draw everything. I was in the mood for drawing last year. Like, I was ready for it. But when I thought about drawing all of that stuff that I drew last year all over again, girl, it made my head hurt. And this was back in August. And I was like, you know what? I better have a game plan on how I'm going to approach. I'm snipping off a little bit more of this little top part. But I thought to myself, I better have a game plan on how I'm going to approach my 2025 journal, because I am not going to draw everything this year. Okay, let me find a couple plants, because I normally put plants on the shelves with these books. So let me find just like probably just a couple, just one or two. I'm going to put one here on the end of this bookshelf. And I'm going to put one down here at the bottom. Just like this. There we go. Now the last thing I want to do to these pages is put the month across the top of each of these little sections where the pictures go, and then we'll be done with this spread. Okay, so I'm looking in the Mojo JoJo Plans dated sticker book, and this thing is so old. But it has come in handy. You know what I mean? I have been using this sticker book so much. But I found two different fonts, and I just can't decide which one I want to use. I've got this like fancier font, which I like. And then I've got this straightforward kind of print font. So cursive and then print. I'm thinking I might use the cursive one, y'all. I think it looks so cute. So let's do that. All right, so this is my first bookshelf. This is just giving you my first example of ways that you can incorporate bookshelves into your reading journals. So this one is my favorites, my monthly favorites bookshelf. Okay, love it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this is my second set of bookshelves, and I did draw something very similar to this last year. I drew the books, I drew the shelves, and I also drew the little knickknacks on the shelf. This year I decided I was not going to draw the little knickknacks. I printed out some stickers to use on the shelves instead. I got the images from Canva, and I'll add those on at the end. And last year I had 3 separate bookshelves. I had a fiction bookshelf, which was for, historical fiction, contemporary fiction, just traditional, not a fantasy, not a romance. I know that all of those are fiction, but I had a bookshelf that was just for straight up fiction. It's not a romance, and it's not fantasy, it's not a thriller. Okay. Then I had a separate bookshelf for romance, and I had a third bookshelf for fantasy and thrillers. So here's what I learned last year. I don't need all those shelves. I just need 2 bookshelves, because I have determined that romance is not one of my favorite genres. It's just not. I'll read a few romances throughout the year, maybe between 10 and 12 romances throughout the year, but I'm not going to focus on reading a whole bunch of romance. It's just not for me. Okay. What I do love is thrillers, and I love fantasy, and I love historical fiction. That is what I have. I already knew that I loved historical fiction, and I knew that I liked thrillers because I've been reading Agatha Christie since I was a teenager, and things like Nancy Drew, the Hardy Boys. I've been reading thrillers since I was a kid, so I knew that was a genre that I loved. Fantasy also, because I used to read things like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Pippi Longstocking, things like that. But I'm really kind of getting more in tune with what I like and not just what's popular. So, having said all that, I'm going to incorporate fiction, nonfiction, and romance onto these shelves on this 2-page spread. I do not need a whole page. I do not need a whole 2-page spread for romance. Okay, I'm going to incorporate it into this spread. So the fiction will go here, and I've got 10 books on each shelf. So I've got 10 books here, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and here. So that is 60 books altogether. I don't typically read 10 nonfiction in a year, but I might stretch my wings and endeavor to read 10 nonfiction books. So I made it easy on myself to tell how many books I had on each shelf by just putting 10. Okay, so here's my fiction, nonfiction, romance, and here is the thriller and fantasy. Here are the thriller and fantasy shelves. So I've got, again, 10 books per shelf, 10 books per shelf. And if you look here, I've got 5 books here and 5 books in here. That makes a shelf. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 more books on this page. And that is plenty of room for me to document all the books I'm planning on reading next year. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in these shelves, and I always start with the leaves and the stars that are my little decoration, because I don't want to color the brown shelves first and then have to try to go on top of them with the gold and the green. That's not going to work. So I'm going to color those things in first. Then I'll color the shelves. Then I'll go in and trace all of the books and the signs. And then finally, I'll add in the stickers that will serve as my knickknacks for this year. Okay, so I'm going to turn on some music or watch a YouTube video while I color these pages. And then I'll be right back to show you the end result. Okay, so I have got one shelf done, colored in and traced over, and now I want to add in some of my little knickknacks on here. I think I mentioned in the previous clip that I made these stickers from clip art I found on Canva. I'm almost positive that I said that. If I didn't, let me say it now, that I got these images from Canva. And I just decided that I did not want to draw all the little knickknacks again this year. I just wanted to use stickers. So I'm putting in things like plants, and I have a little cat. But that's the good thing about Canva, is that you can go in and choose exactly what you want for your project that you're working on. And you can get exactly, you can choose exactly what fits your journaling style. And you can get the things that you need for your journals and your other projects. So I'm trying to remember how I had these, because I've kind of played with this a little bit. I know I want to put some kind of romancy things in the romance section. And I'm so glad that I kind of broke this down. And I'm not using the 3 full shelves this year. I did want to have a cute little romance section. I'm going to cut this vase down a little bit. So I've got a little frame with a heart on it. I've got a vase with some flowers. And I have a little jar with some hearts. And I'm going to put all of these, I'm going to put all these things in the romance section, which I think will be cute. I'll just lean this little jar up against these books here. Just like that. So cute. And then I have a cute little cat. And I drew the cat last year, but I was not about to do that again this year. And this is very similar. I mean, I don't draw this well, but this is very similar in style to the cat that I drew last year. There we go. He's adorable. And let's see. I'll put my little typewriter here at the bottom. And I think I'm going to put this little box of chocolate hearts, like something you get for Valentine's Day, in the romance section as well. Yeah, that's good. And oh, I have a fish tank. I think we'll put that in here. This little knitting set's gonna go right here. Put that there. I have this cactus, and I'll just cut a little bit of the bottom off. I'll put that there. I think I'll hang this little lock, sort of heart lock and key. I think I'll hang it off the corner of this bookshelf here. That's very cute. But for now, I'm going to stop right here. Okay, y'all, I am back. It's actually a couple days later, and now I am back to continue working on my bookshelves. So I did add the cute little unicorn right there. I moved the candles over here, and I think everything looks really, really good. It looks really pretty. I didn't have to draw everything this time. We're excited about that. Okay, so let's move on to my thriller and fantasy shelf. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to color these in, and I'm going to add some stickers on here. Okay, I have got my thriller and fantasy shelves drawn and colored in. I think it turned out great. Now I'm going to add in some of my stickers like I did with the previous bookshelf. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for my thriller and fantasy shelves. I think they turned out really, really good. I'm excited about these two shelves. The literary fiction, contemporary fiction, nonfiction, and romance turned out really good. And then the thriller and fantasy turned out well too. So I love how these turned out, and I'm going to move on to my next bookshelf. So these are a couple of different ways you can use bookshelves to track the books that you read as you read them. And I'm going to use a star rating code down here at the bottom. That's what I'm going to use to color code these books. So I have 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2, and 1-star. I don't even know why I included 1-star, because if it's feeling like a 1-star to me, I'm probably just going to DNF it. But I love the way these two bookshelves came together to track books as I read them, and also the favorites bookshelf to put a copy of my favorite book on the shelf at the end of the month, just like that. And the next bookshelf we're going to do is we'll do the reading tracker shelf, where I will write down the name of the book, the source where I got it from, whether it was an audio book, I got it on Libby or Hoopla or Everand. I'll put that in this box, and then I'll put the star rating in this next box. I'm going to have this shaped like a bookshelf as well, so we'll do that one next. Okay, it has been a couple days, and I need to get back to working on my bookshelves. This always takes me longer than I hope it's going to take, but it is what it is. Okay, here is another bookshelf I'm going to create, where I'm going to write down books as I finish reading them. I'm going to write down the title of the book in this column. I'm going to write down the source that I used to read the book, whether it was an ebook, a physical book, a library book, an audio book. That will go in this column. And then in this last column, I will put my rating for each book. And I'm going to use some stamps to put this page together. I'm considering this one of my bookshelves because of the way I designed this tracker. I have this border on the outside that I'm going to color in right now, and it's going to make it look more like a bookshelf when I'm done. Okay, so let's get into it. And before I get started, one of the reasons I had to take a break is because pretty much all of my pens dried up. All of my pens were dried up, and I love the Pigma Micron pens. So, and I've had those ones that I was using earlier for a couple years. So they have served me well. But I went to Michael's with the coupon, and I bought another pack of Sakura Pigma Micron pens with the 005, 01, 02, 3, 5, and 8. Those are my go-to pen sizes. So that's another reason I had to take a break, is because I had to get some new pens. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so now that I've got my bookshelf drawn and all of my little segments added in here as well, I want to add some washi tape across the top. And I'm going to go with this Not Too Shabby washi tape from their Book Lovers bundle. I think there might be a couple of them left. I'll link their shop down below. It came with this washi tape, the stamps I'm going to use in just a minute, and a whole bunch of scrapbook papers that you can use in your journal. So I am going to pretend that this is my top shelf on my bookshelf, and I'm going to add this washi tape in here, which has got books and it's got flowers. And so this is going to be the top shelf of my bookshelf. And last year I drew a bunch of things on the top of my shelves, and yeah, we're doing this instead this year. We're finding all kinds of ways to be decorative without having to draw everything. You know, that's not to say that I might not draw in future reading journals, but I'm very much a mood drawer. I have to be in the mood to do it. So I want to have 20 slots for books on each page. That'll be just enough for me to document all the books I normally read. I read 115 books last year. I'm probably going to be close to that again this year. So I wanted to make sure I have enough slots for all my books. Now at the top, I'm going to stamp the word title, because that's what's going in this column, source, because that's what's going here, and then my rating will go here. So I'll stamp the word rating in this third column. Then I'm going to go in and do all of my 5-star rating stamps. Okay? And I just have this cute little acrylic block, and I've got my 5-star on the other end, because I'm going to use that in just a couple minutes. I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to stick my title stamp right here, and it has these lines on it so I can make sure it's straight. And I'm just grabbing a regular old stamp block. This is not anything fancy. It's just a regular stamping block that you can get from Amazon. Before I start stamping, I usually do a little test stamp on a piece of paper that I don't care about. That's just for people who might be new to stamping. You don't want to go into your page without having practiced with the stamp that you're using. You don't want to ruin your real document. So always have yourself a little piece of paper that you can use for a test stamp. And the reason you want to do that is so you can gauge how much pressure you need to use when you're applying the stamp to your page. That's kind of why you want to do that. And I will link Book Lovers. I will link the Book Lovers bundle down below, and hopefully it's still available. A couple of them might still be available if you want to grab these stamps. Because this Book Lovers bundle has got all the titles that you could possibly need for your reading journal. And I did an unboxing of this in a previous video, and I will try to remember to link it down below. I don't think there are a whole lot of the bundles left though, but there might be a couple left. All right, so I'm going to go in now with my 5-star stamp and add all the 5-star sections to this page. I don't know what is going on, but I have been craving water, y'all. Craving it. I used to be a huge sweet tea girl because I'm from the South, so sweet tea and lemonade, my jam. My jam. And my mom loves to drink Coke and Pepsi, and I don't let her drink that every day. I might give her 1 or 2 a week. Other than that, she drinks milk and lemonade and things like that. But I have been craving water, and I have this like an Igloo Cup. It's not really an Igloo Cup. It's like an off-brand of an Igloo Cup. But I got this from TJ Maxx, and I love it so much. It keeps my ice icy like all day. All day. And I just keep refilling it with water, with like spring water all day. I love it. Water is my jam. Stay hydrated, kids. Stay hydrated. Okay, that was easy peasy lemon squeezy. I love how this looks. If any of the stamps didn't come out too great, like this one here, I'll go back and fix it. It's easy to do with this acrylic block. I'll just take one of these little stamps and go in, and because I can see through this acrylic block, I can place it pretty much in the right section and fix that. I'll just do that later off camera. I have another couple on some pages I did earlier that didn't quite stamp, so I'll go back and fix those later. I'm not really worried about it right now. I can go back and do those touch-ups later. And this particular 5-star stamp did not come from the Book Lovers bundle. They do have a 5-star stamp. It's right here, but it was just a little bit too big for the space that I had available in this chart. So I got this 5-star stamp from another company, from Etsy, and I promise you I don't remember the name of it. If I can find it, I'll try to link it down below, but it was probably over a year ago. I'll try to remember to find that shop and link it for you. Okay, so this is another way that you can use a bookshelf design in your reading journal to serve as your reading and star rating tracker. Okay, let's move on to our next bookshelf. Okay, this is going to be my TBR shelf. So this is where I'm going to write down, I think I have enough space for about 25 books. If I am watching a YouTube video or a TikTok and I just want to jot down the name of the book really quick so I can go back and look it up, this is where I'm going to write that information. I still have my Goodreads where I can digitally track books I want to read. I still have Fable, I still have Storygraph, but if I am watching YouTube and I just want to quickly jot something down, that's what this page is going to be for. So I'm going to color this one in, and then I'm going to probably put some little decorations down at the bottom and put a title up top. Okay? Now I want to put my title up top, and I think I'm going to grab these little clouds. I'm in the Wrong bullet journal sticker book. Sticker book is a couple years old. But yeah, I'm going to grab these little clouds because I want to stamp TBR inside these clouds. And my thought process behind that is these are the books I'm thinking about reading, and these represent like little thought bubbles in my mind. They're little thought bubbles. So these will be books that I'm thinking about. I want to grab the TBR stamp. And again, I'll just put it on my little acrylic block. Make sure it's facing the right way. That would be nice. And then I'm just going to stamp inside those little thought bubbles. Okay, I've got my stamps on. Now let's decorate the bottom part of this page. Let's get into that. So I printed out a couple more images from a different Etsy shop that I want to use in this setup. I think they are so pretty, and I will link them down below. And I think the ones I want to use are these two girls sitting on the mushrooms. So let me find either some washi tape or some paper or both that we can use for this section. It's a toss-up for me between this kind of lacy looking washi tape or this kind of vintage washi with the butterflies and text on it. Let me unroll it and see what we're looking like here. What if I do a little bit of both of them? Let's do that. Let's use this lace. And actually, let's tear it. Let's tear it up. And let's put some all the way across the page. And then let's use this vintage piece at the bottom. Yeah, I think that looks very interesting. So I'm here for it. And I want to add these little girls in here at the bottom of the page. I just want to decorate the pages as much as I can. Like when and where I can, I want to add some decoration. Because I just think these images are too adorable. And I really need to stay off of Etsy, even though Etsy is not bad because the prices are really like dirtball cheap. Like I think I paid $3 for this clip art. I think I paid $3 for it. Now I want to go in and add some hanging plants up here. at the top of the page, just to add a little bit of interest. All right, and I think this page looks great. So it's another bookshelf design that I'm using as a TBR or to be read shelf. All right, so this is our, I think this is our fourth. Yeah, this is our fourth way to use a bookshelf design. And this one is tracking my TBR books. Okay, and the last set of bookshelves I want to design is my series bookshelves. So I have started quite a few series, and I want to track how I'm doing with those series. And if I complete a series, I want to track it. And I had a tracker last year that I used it, but I really was not in love with it. So I decided to use bookshelves to track my series that I am reading. So I've got a bookshelf for Poppy War, the series called Boo, the Parkland series by Kennedy Ryan, The Wicked Years by Gregory Maguire, To Win a Prince by Tony Shiloh, Shatter Me, I don't know the author, but I've heard so many people saying good things about this series, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and Folk of the Air. I don't remember the author for that one either. And I have got about 4 shelves that I can use to add additional books if I come across some series that I want to start in 2025. So what I will do is each time I read a book that's a part of this series, I will write the title in and color it in. Or I could write the titles in here already because I know what the titles are. But I probably won't do that today. I'll probably just outline the books today, and then I will come in and color the books as I read them. I may color the books based on this same color code that I'm using in the front based on the star rating. Okay, so I'm going to color these bookshelves in and trace the books that are on the shelf, and then we'll see if I can find some things to decorate the shelves with. Let's grab this washi tape and add it to the bottom of this page. This is like a kente cloth pattern. I'm going to put it down here at the bottom of the page. And for the decoration, I want to put a couple of these girls in the swinging chairs, kind of hanging from the bookshelves. I think that would be so stinking cute. So let's do this girl with the pretty big curly afro. I want to have her chair kind of hanging from the bookshelf. So I think I can go over just a smidgen. Oh my gosh, that's too cute. That is too stinking cute. Oh my word. And then let's grab this girl here with her locks. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to hang it on 2 different shelves just because of the size of this sticker. Love it. Love it. OMG. Okay, so I am done with my last set of bookshelves, and I think they turned out great. But this is my last set of shelves. I think this is number 5. So let's take a look at the shelves that we put together in this video. We did quite a bit, y'all. The first shelf is my monthly favorites bookshelf. This is where I put a picture of my favorite book of the month in these little spaces that I have drawn out. The book cover will go there. My favorite book for each month. I think this turned out really good. So this is a great way for you to use the bookshelf design in your journal. And a second idea for ways to incorporate bookshelves is this reading tracker. I will come in and write down the name of the book when I finish reading it, and I will color it in based on my star rating code down here at the bottom, which I will create later. So this is my fiction section. Nonfiction is in here. Romance is on these 2 shelves. Next are the thriller and fantasy shelves. Again, I'll write the names of these books in after I read them and color code them based on star rating. I love how these shelves turned out. So that is our second idea for using bookshelves in your journal. The third idea is another reading tracker that's designed like a bookshelf, and you can write the name of the book, the source that you got it from, and then give your star rating. This is a great way to track your ratings for your books and design it like a bookshelf. And I have enough pages here for 120 books, which is just about in line with what I normally read. The next way we can use bookshelves is as a TBR tracker. So this is where I'm going to come in and write down the books that I hear about, basically on YouTube. I can come and jot the names of those books down, maybe the author, and where I can find those books. Love these 2 pages. So this is our 4th idea for using a bookshelf design. And finally, we have a set of floating bookshelves that I'm going to use as my series tracker. So each time I finish reading a book from one of these series, I will color it in, and I'll probably use the same color code based on star rating. I love how these pages came together. I think they're super, super cute. So that is going to do it for me for this video. I hope that you got some good and fun ideas of ways that you can use bookshelf designs in your reading journal to help you track your reading. I hope that you are getting your reading journal all set up and ready to go for 2025. So all you have to do is pick up your pen and write as you begin reading in the new year. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, I hope you'll take a moment and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post new content right here for you. If you're an OG, thank you so, so much for your support. I appreciate you so much. And I hope you all have a great week. I hope your week is full of love, joy, and most of all, peace. See you next time.